Hello everyone. Welcome on in. I'm Velvet and thanks for joining me today for Planet Zoo for the Twilight DLC, and we are currently in Castle Myers and we've been here for a little while now, a few episodes, but I feel like our time here is about to come to an end. We've been working pretty hard. We did do a rebuild because there was a glitch, but we've got a pretty full zoo, lots of people, like 5,500 almost people in our little zoo, which is pretty amazing. We've actually got a working gondola system, and I think we might even be making some money from it. No, we're not making money from it, but we've got a good gondola system. It's actually working, but not making a profit on it. That's fine. And yeah, we are ticking along really nicely. I don't think we've got any protesters, anything like that. And we have been working through our objectives. So we've completed all of our bronze objectives and all of our silver objectives. Now, last time I left you, I think we still had to increase our education rating to 2.0 stars, which we have now achieved, because I have been playing through just a little bit, and that's because we had to wait to breed 6 Himalayan bears, which is, just a waiting game. But we do have, at the moment, some pregnant bears. And bears plural, because what I did is I built a second Himalayan bear enclosure so that I could double my chance of having enough bears. So both of my bears, my female bears, Callie and Mahi, are pregnant in our bear enclosures. So I'm crossing my fingers that both of the bears have twins and we can just beat this level. Basically is where I'm at. I need to go through and check on my animals, just make sure I've still got all my breeders. And we've been ticking along really nicely with vet research. Basically, it's purely through vet research that we've actually managed to achieve our education rating. Because the more and the better research that you have on each of the animals, the higher your education rating goes. So our education rating at the moment is, it's actually just under 2 stars, but we obviously at some point achieved over 2 stars, so yay. So I've just been ticking along and just been basically doing a whole lot of research on different animals along the way. And what that's let me do is actually upgrade each of the exhibits. So the exhibits down here, I've just been kind of upgrading as we go along with the layouts and as the research comes along. So our little layouts are getting better and better and better with our different research, which is great. We've already maxed out the bat research, or the bat layout, so that's all done. It's just these last ones here that I need to work on, but we've got some pretty layouts there, and our bat research, or about our bat layout enrichment levels are maxed out at 100%. So our walkthrough is pretty epic from that side of things. You know, these happy people going through their little castle. So the extra enclosure that I built for the bears is actually over here. So this is our second Himalayan bear enclosure, and it's just backing onto the pronghorn enclosure right here. So through this little pathway that I've created, so it goes onto the pronghorn enclosure. And actually, you know what, I should add some more glass to this one, because this is the timber wolves enclosure right here. So we're going to add some two-way glass here so people can sort of see in there if they want to. And we'll go two-way glass and right to left. And that'll give something, for people to look at on their way through, right? Okay, and then this one here. So yeah, that's basically what I've been working on while I've been waiting for our bears to get pregnant, and they are currently pregnant. So I'm just got to the exciting point of, will it be enough bears that we're going to produce with this offspring? And I've just been ticking along, selling my exhibit trading animals. I've mostly been releasing to the wild rather than quick trading out, because basically that helps you with your conservation rating. Like, our conservation rating is 5 stars at the moment, just because I've been sending back all the animals out to the wild. So that's pretty good. Now I do want to have a wee look through. Vet research is complete. and see how we are getting on with our mated animals. That's been the biggest thing that I've had to keep an eye on, is making sure that I have got breeding pairs for each of the types of animals, because, you know, animals have been ticking over and dying as we've been going through, and, you know, waiting for time to pass, basically. So we've had the odd little issue, but it hasn't been anything too exciting at this point, so it's good. It's been pretty cruisy. Just ticking over. We have got a boatload of peafowl, so maybe we can get rid of a couple there. Release the wild. Everybody knows we need more peafowl out in the wild. And oh man, pronghorns. Every time I go to look in this menu, it goes back up to the top because when something else happens with the animals, because there's so many animals in the zoo now. I mean, we've got like a ridiculous amount of raccoons at this point. I think I need to get rid of a couple. So maybe one female, have one male kept. Released to wild, raccoons in the wild. Woohoo! Hopefully that'll make them a bit happy. I've just been keeping an eye on enrichment as well, making sure that the enrichment is okay and that they have enough to entertain themselves. It seems to be the case. So we'll get rid of that one as well. So that's basically what I've been doing as we've been ticking along with the last bits and pieces that we need to do in the Castle Myers. So if you are tackling this level, I would highly recommend just not dealing with this bottom level, just getting rid of it and building up the top. It has been an absolute pleasure to play this zoo when I changed it to being up the top. It's just run really smoothly. I haven't really, I mean, I've had the odd issue, of course, because it's a zoo. We're going to have the odd issue, but we're nowhere near the nightmare of the early portions of the zoo that we used to have, where everybody was just walking up and down, up and down, up and down, and there was no donations, there was nothing. I mean, look at my bank balance here, almost 300,000. We've got 5,300 odd people, or just about, in the zoo at the moment, and, you know, mostly they're kind of happy. Mostly. They're never ever going to be 100% happy, but, you know, we're getting there with it. So, I'm going to hit Zavastavoord, and we're going to see what happens when our bears give birth. Oh my gosh. I literally hit fast forward and we hit it. That's amazing. So we have gotten gold. Yay! Castle Myers gold objectives completed. Cracking work. It's great to see you haven't lost your touch. Guest satisfaction is at an all-time high, and the authentic habitats make the animals feel right at home. They'll be demanding armchairs and coffee tables next. Just wait and see. You'll be glad to know I managed to have a chat with Tiffany, the rich kid who caused that trouble over her Himalayan brown bear. She seems to really love animals, but clearly doesn't know how to actually care for them. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that she's open to learning. To get her permit updated, she has to shadow one of our keepers to learn proper animal welfare. Anyway, never mind all that. Things are looking great, but there's always more to be getting on with. Chop chop. Nancy. Okay, we're going to go out to the main menu and we're going to check out which zoo we are going to be tackling next. So we are working through the career scenarios. We're currently 45 out of 63. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Look at all that gold that we've got. So the Twilight DLC was the one that we have just conquered. So next we are going to move on to the Grasslands DLC, Permits and Pampas. The Purmamarca Educational Reserve. The Purmamarca Educational Reserve is a small establishment that aids in the rehabilitation of animals. We also spend a lot of time educating students and visitors alike, but our newest apprentice seems even more trouble than we're used to. Still, a little challenge has never stopped you before. Alright, we are going to change this to hard because we are going full hard mode throughout this, and let's see what we get with the Purmamarca. we've given up on voiceovers. The Purmamarca Educational Reserve. Hey there, just dropping you a message to say hello and to tell you how much I'm looking forward to meeting you so we can get this whole permit issue sorted. Oh, that carries on from the last one. Oh, that's cool. Normally my daddy fixes these things, but I guess the person he usually pays at the government was unavailable for some reason. Like, so random. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to you teaching me all about how to run a zoo. JK, I think I've got it covered already. Thanks. This is basically a publicity exercise. If anyone is going to learn anything, it's you. About why dressing animals fashionably is so important. Oh, but because I'm super generous and legally required to, I'm going to be lending some of my animals to the zoo. It better be a really nice place though, because they've gotten pretty used to having rooms with en-suites. Tiffany. Okay, I'm going to hit pause because we have to check things out, don't we? Oh boy. Right, so we have Tiffany to deal with, and we have to build an animal trade centre. How much money we got? 30,000. Okay. Have at least 6 different habitat species in the zoo. So we've got 3 out of 6, so we're going to have to check our habitats. I already suspect that maybe these are not big enough habitats. You're just big enough. Okay, so if we breed any animals, that's not going to be big enough. I don't know. My first instinct whenever I start a new zoo is just to delete everything and start again. That is my way. I'm half tempted to. We'll see what we have to do first. Okay. And we've got to have at least 3 different exhibit species in the zoo. Okay, 3 different exhibit species, doable. And hire 1 vet. So 2 of these are very easy. I mean, honestly, they're all pretty easy. It's just money-wise whether or not that's doable. So we'll see. So next for silver, we need to build a research centre, adopt and place the rescue animals. Okay, so sounds like we're getting some animals. Have all of the required animals in the zoo. Again, sounds like we're getting some animals, all right. Research 2 habitat species to level 3. Research common warthog to level 4. Have at least 2 animal talks in a year. Have at least 3 tour points in the zoo. I haven't done that. I'm going to have to explore that. Okay. Have a tour with an overall star rating of at least 2.0. So we haven't done a tour. Okay. Increase education rating to 3.0 stars. We are going to have to do a lot of research, I think, to be able to hit that. Because in the last zoo, I was like full on researching, and we only hit like 2.0 stars. Like, whoa, that's going to be tough. Adopt and place the rescue animals. So we're going to be getting some more rescue animals, which gives me more and more of a feeling that I am going to have to rework the zoo. All right. Have at least 11 different habitat species in the zoo. Spend 10,000 on marketing over 2 years. Increase guest average happiness to 80%. Increase guest average hunger to 70%. Have a tour with an overall star rating of at least 3.5. And achieve an overall zoo rating of 4.0 out of 5. You know what I'm most interested in is the whole tour thing. I don't know how they work. I know how we do the educational talks. That's fine. I know we have vista points, but how do tours work? I don't know the answer to that. And I don't know if it's like a transport. Is that what a tour is? Alright, let's have a wee look because I want to know about this before I actually set up the zoo. Righto, I think I know how to do it. Thank you very much, lady designer. So, tour, here we go. So it comes up as the tour point and we need to place it around the place. Blah, blah, blah. And add intermissions, points to stop, etc. Doable. Only $10 each, 10 simoleons. So, let's see, what animals have we got to start with? So we've got emus, maned wolves. Oh, we don't have any of these. 9-banded armadillos. Oh, this is the first time with all of these. Okay, and what staff have we got here? So we've got 1 keeper, 1 mechanic, 1 security guard, 1 caretaker. So if I box up all of the animals, and then we can box them up, and then we can move them around and do what we need to do. I'm going to redesign the zoo, I think. We're going to have a quick look around while we're getting the animals boxed and see what the what is with it. Because I feel like we've got to fit 11 animals in here. I don't know what animals we're actually going to get to move around. Okay, so we've got this up here. So it's all like, you know, quite awkward heights, and you know, I like a flat zoo. I admit it. I'm probably because I'm a lazy builder, but oh, that's quite cool. How it's got like a little viewing area in here. I might keep that if I can. And then we've got another thing up here. All right. So in terms of the size of these, I feel like they're too small. And what have we got in the way of objects here? Let's have a wee look. Right. I don't think there's anything exciting, so I'm going to see what I can delete and make money from. Have a bit of a clean out, although maybe I just leave this entrance as is. And maybe just get rid of anything that I can. Can't delete that anyhow. Okay then. Walk through exhibit. Oh! Alright, so I should leave that because they're quite expensive. Oh, I don't know. So maybe I'm not going to move too much, but I want to adjust some of these enclosures. And how much money am I going to waste if I flatten things? So the idea that I kind of have is that we'll work around just this area here. I do want to increase the space for the emus because I feel like they will need more space for sure. So let's change around paths there and delete some stuff. I kind of want to set up tours as quickly as possible just because if we can make money from them, I mean, that's going to be quite important. And because, you know, money is always the issue when it comes to zoos, isn't it? And the other thing that we're going to look at is research. Hopefully this little extra bit of space will be really good for these. I do notice that they've used little peeky holes. Which sounds like an odd thing to say, but yeah, little peeky holes in here. In the fence, so rather than having like full-on glass, having like little peeky holes. So we may continue that if I can work out how to do those. So barriers and how do they do the little peeky holes? What is that? Wooden fence, but how do you make the peeky hole? There's the question. Oh, window! Huh. Has that always been there? Oh, man. So far into this game, and I'm already always learning things. I do not purport to be an expert at Planet Zoo. I just purport to be someone who really enjoys playing Planet Zoo and makes a lot of mistakes, but learns along the way. So, you know, I'm never going to be one of those, hey, come to this channel and learn how to play Planet Zoo, because no, probably not. Ooh, we can make money from the rocks. I don't want to delete the grass, I just want to delete the rocks. Because those we can get sweet cash from. You always have to be so careful about which terrain that you delete. I'm just going to see whether or not I can create this peeky hole, because I'm really fascinated by the peeky holes. Okay, there we go. So we have that there. We're going to edit our barrier. And we go in here, and we go here, and we go one more glass. Peeky holes! Oh, fantastic. I love that. Oh. Oh, seriously? Has this been there all the time and I haven't realised it? Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, we've got paths going around. I might actually just smooth that terrain a smidge. Smooth the terrain a smidge. Ah, if they can walk on it, they can. Okay, so we sorted out the emus. We've got an exhibit here. So what should we have for our walkthrough exhibit? Let's see. exhibit training. Oh, we need an animal training centre first, don't we? So the other ones that we want to make sure are happy in terms of space are our armadillos here, our little armadillo friends. We've never had armadillos as far as I'm aware, so that's exciting for us. And I'm going to give them a little bit more space as well, and also just be like a little entertainment factor in the middle of all our walking area. I am going to be conscious of money, and we also don't have a lot of facilities as far as staff goes, so we need to check all that out and just set up, I think, a really good staff area. But for now, we've got a really good walking around kind of area here for peeking in on our armadillos. So that's fantastic. Little armadillo peeking area. There we go. So we're going to move, oh no, I'm going to move those guys in here. Oh, I don't know, it's a bit hard to tell because I changed the ground, and to be honest, it's a little low and a bit hard to see because of the plants, but anyhow, maybe we'll raise the area up a little bit. Hopefully that'll help. Stuck in those holes, aren't we? Okay, so armadillos. Oh, we need to turn this into a habitat. That's what we need to do. So habitat gate, somewhere around here. There we go. That'll do the trick. So this is going to be our armadillos. So we're going to move in our water and... oh no, that's our food. No water! See, you can't trust that you can't trust that the setup zoo is going to be any good as far as, you know, you're going to have all the things that you need. I am suitably suspicious of them. Right, let's have a look at our armadillos. What are they called though? They're just called armadillos. Alright. Sometimes they're just not called that. I think that's a fair question. Because sometimes they're called like common armadillos or whatever. They're not under armadillo. 9-banded. See, 9-banded armadillo. I knew it was something else. There we are. What do 9-banded armadillos like? Well, they like things like water. I do wonder whether or not we need to move some of this grass. Good question. Might undo that. Okay, we can see a little bit better now. Having a little less in there is actually going to be quite useful. So we can see what we're doing. And you know what, we're going to smooth that terrain out. So it's a little bit more accessible for our armadillos. Okay, that looks good. So now we can add in our habitat stuff. Yep, we do like the water, but we're going to add water down there. We've got food up there, which is great. I don't know about heating and cooling at this point. Oh, we can add a burrow in. Some hay in their shelter. Oh, and we've got a couple of little enrichment as well. Fantastic. Right, so we have our armadillos. Let's check in on our emus. Okay, what have we got here? So we've got food, and we've got a really teeny tiny shelter. I'm going to give them a bigger shelter, because that's ridiculous. We're going to add in some lovely water. I'm going to get rid of that big rock over here. See ya rock. I feel like we're in a desert area, so we're not probably going to need heat. It feels like this area is quite hot. Actual temperature. Right. So we will give them a nice big shelter. Okay, and then we need some enrichments. We've got herb seed marker and sprinkler. Okay, so emus should be good. So we should be able to unbox those. Make sure that that's called the emu habitat. We're going to have to set up work zones as well, as always. And then these fellas here, I kind of want to leave them because they've got a cool little thing to look in, but we need to check on their welfare and stuff. So this is the maned wolf. Maned wolf. I've never seen before or really heard of. So that's cool. So they've got their food bowl. Right, so that means we need some water. And what have we got? Have they got a little cave in there that they can sleep in? So they can sleep in a cave. I'm going to give them some lovely hay though. They feel nice and snuggly in their little cave. Beautiful. And then enrichment items, a couple of boxes, a dog ball, and a sprinkler. Yay. Right, so I feel pretty happy that we can unbox them and then we can just check on the rest of their condition and see what they're missing. Now, the thing that we really do need is facilities for our staff. So we do have a staff room. Where is it? Back there. It's inefficient. Fantastic, because it's all the way up there. Oh, it's all the way down there. Alright. It's okay. And what have we got here? We've got a workshop. Alright, do we have anything else? So we've got keep a hut, we've got a quarantine. Okay, which is up there, right. So those are fine, but we do need to create another staff area. What this path is up there, I don't really know, but I'm going to do my own thing, as I always do. I'm thinking I might create a staff area over here. I'm just thinking that because a majority of what we're going to be doing is over in this direction. So I feel like that's going to be the smart thing to do. I'm probably going to go around and want to delete all the rocks that I can find, just to make money from the rocks. It's going to be a sweet rock making adventure. Okay, we're going to add like a little area here, so that means we need our lovely staff path. And I mean, we can block this all off, so that's all good. Alright, to go with a little hillock, up and down, up and down. So the things that we need to add are, I feel like we're going to need power. So that's going to be fairly important. Ooh, we've got green energy. Fantastic. Well, that's good. I do like to use green energy when I can. So we've got green energy and staff facilities. We need a keeper hut. And we're going to need a staff room over here as well. Vet surgery. What do we have? We have quarantine. Workshop. Staff room. Okay. So vet surgery we're going to need. And they're expensive, aren't they? Vet surgery and research centre, because we're going to have to get our research on, I think, to manage the education portion of this. And then we're going to need a trade centre. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'm going to add in our little wall here. We've already hit a goal. Yes, 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 yes. And I'm going to put in some trees along here as well, just to block that off a little bit. Okay. So I think we've built our animal trade centre. Tickaroo. Fantastic. We've got 3 out of 6 habitats. We've got to hire a vet. We can do that right now. And we also need to set up our work zones. So I think we're going to go. Work zone 1 is going to be exhibit and emus. Work zone 2 is going to be main wolves and armadillos. Oh, I need to add the staff rooms in, don't I? Okay. So that's main wolf, armadillo. So this one here, we can add in that staff room and then that keeper hut. Cool. Then, as always, we need to have an everything zone, which is probably the dumbest idea, but I do it every time. I just like it. I don't know why. We're going to have all of the things in there. And that's going to be for our mechanics. So for staff, I'm going to have a keeper assigned to exhibit an emo, and then we're going to have a second keeper. Cool. Right, so then we're going to delete this. Boom, done. Oh, we can get rid of that burrow. Okay, money, money, money. So the other thing that we start to need to add in is facilities for guests. So we need to make sure that we've got our donation boxes around the place. So I think there's donation box in here. If I've got that right, that's correct. So I just do a couple of donation boxes around the place. There we go. And in the middle here, I am thinking that we do a lot of shops. I'll go in and do that in a minute. So, facilities, let's go. Drink stalls. What have we got? Gulpy soda or gulpy soda. Delicious. I'll put it up there. Pathways. Can we make it bigger? Let's see. I'm sure we can. We'll make it a nice 10 wide one. I love a 10 wide path. You know, we can put lots of people on it then. They don't get so crowded. Okay, let's see if we can do a nice big 10 wide loop. And that'll connect to this. There we go. And then that'll connect to this. Okay, I think I've got that all connected except for there. Well, I hardly ever use these paths with the outline on them because I can't see what I'm doing. Because clearly I need to. Right, I think I've got that. I think it all goes on a big loop and then we can like go on down. It's just, it is a little bit hard to tell with some of this stuff on the ground. Maybe I should move it all. I'm hiding it underground at this point. So shh, don't tell anyone. That's a little better. I think we can see what we're doing now. I was just, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm reluctant to do too much of that because I do like to keep, you know, the vibe of the place, but when I can't actually see what I'm doing, that is a problem. Anyhow, we have a loop, which is great. That means we can add in our facilities, and we can add in, how much we got? 13,000. Okay. I just want to add in a gulpy soda. Extracted by water volume. What the? Oh, there was water. Oh, do we have to put water in our armadillo enclosure? There we go. I've got a little bit of water there. Awesome, awesome. That means I probably will need to add in... I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that out for now. Just because if they don't need it, I don't want them to have it because we need to then add like a water, you know, water maintenance, and it's just a pain and an extra cost. So, not ideal. Anyway, let's see if we can add that gulpy soda this time. Yes, we can. So we've got a gulpy soda, and we've got chief beef because we always want a chief beef. Chief beef. And we need a bathroom. There we go. And information. Getting low on cash. Oh, I still haven't set up the tours. Okay, that's the thing that I do want to set up. So information there. And an ATM right in the middle. Perfect. So now we're going to set up tours. This is the thing that I haven't done before. So great. So we will go add our tour, first tour point out right at the start here. Right at the front. So, and then our first tour point will be over here. And you can do intermissions near toilets as well. Our second one is going to be over here. We'll do like a toilet intermission there at some point. Right. I think what we do from here, it's always a good question, what do we do from here? So then we add, this is Open Tour Manager. Tour 1, select tour start point. So this is going to be our tour start point. I've never done this before, so I'm winging it. So then we've got to select our points. So point number 2 will be this one. Go to the toilet. And this is going to be point number 4 here. Okay, confirmed. So then this is going to be an intermission there. Then here that's going to be animal talk, educational content. So this is going to be maned wolf. Righto. And then this one here is going to be, maybe we need to move that slightly over here. And that's going to be emus. And this one here is going to be TBD. And this one, oh, have we done one down here? Oh, we should do one down here by our armadillos. Or we can move this one here over to here, and then that one can be about armadillos. They haven't moved yet. Let's push play for a sec and just see. Once we get the armadillos moved. Also got a couple of educational boards that we need to move as well. But I would like my armadillos moved sometime soon, Mr. Keeper. So, what have we got? Staff. And we're going to have... Oh, we've got 2 keepers over there, so that's cool. Yeah, I know I don't have any education. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we'll just calm down, Vel. It's fine. Oh, the boards have been vandalised. Right. One in there. Right, that's going to be enough for me to set up my talking point. And that's going to be... Yes, 9-banded armadillo. Fantastic. Right. So then we're going to hire our educator. I think I've got everything set up. So open tour manager. So tour 1, to select tour endpoint. So our tour endpoint will be... So then tour endpoint can be... Here by the food. I encourage you to have the food. Point, which is that one. Aha! There we go. So we've got all our points set up. Tour fee. Let's add ticket price, including ticket price. Ticket price including fee. Let's just try $5. And we'll see what we do with that. So we need what's a dude? Educator. Open tour manager. And you know what? I've done not too badly considering that I have just completely winged this. Educator, work zone, everything. So do we create this maybe as a work zone? Create new work zone, and it's going to be this one, that one, and it's just going to be called the tour zone. Welcome to the tour zone. And we'll have a little stuff in that area. Okay. So then we can assign our educator to the tour zone. Would have been good to know about this tour thing a little bit earlier. Anywho. You know, I'm living and learning as we go along. Okay, so I think we have the tour set up, right? Right. No, everything looks good. So I guess we'll just see what happens with that. And I need to add these to the work zone. So I think next time around we will work out what we've got to do with the rest of the objectives, and hopefully we're going to start making some cash. We can get some more animals and it'll be fantastic. But we've made a good start. We've got to add in, oh, do you know what we've got to add in? I'm going to do this quickly before we finish up. We've got to add in some exhibit animals. So I don't know which animals are really good. Oh, butterflies are good for this, aren't they? European, there's lots of these. I'm going to get these. Peacocks. Yes, perfect. I don't know how many I should have in here, but I was just going to say you can't mix exhibits, can you? So, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've got 2 of each, don't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I do. So let's just check our temperature. Climate needs to be 21. Okay. Layout, animals, and then so we'll do our management, which is I want to actually have 3 of each for a walkthrough, and then we're going to lowest first, and manage population. Right, we have our walkthrough exhibit all up and running. We have our tour, in theory, up and running. I don't know if it's actually up and running, but we're just going to go with yes, it is. I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, we've got a lot to do. A tour group will arrive for tour 1 soon. It just seems to be working. Yes, my very first tour. Ooh, I'm excited. Anywho, I'm going to leave you guys there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had fun. And we will continue on with the Purmamarca Educational Reserve in the next episode. We're going to keep on working on our little goals here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.